Hey, and welcome back to another video in the AI Shorts video series, focusing here on artificial intelligence and some real good context of how you can use it to do any number of things. In this particular case, we're going to be looking at Adobe's free AI podcast application. What I'm actually going to show you is I will record my voice here in a few different contexts. And in the typical realm of audio that I do, I use this microphone. And it's a really high quality microphone and a high quality recorder. And what I do at the end of it, because I've got a lot of ambient noise from my air filter, from the electrical panel back here and so forth, I always run it through this. Again, it's free. It takes a matter of 5, maybe 10 minutes if it's a long video file or an audio file, and then you're able to have really great pristine audio. I'm going to do some samples in just a bit, and I'm going to show you recording something with different noise conditions, different types of mics. One of my concerns has always been, as an audiophile, a technophile, is that if you're recording something, I always tell you, use a great mic and a decent recorder. Well, this actually goes against that, because what they've done through artificial intelligence is come up with some ways to algorithmically take your audio, process it, and make it sound a hell of a lot better than it was before. So that's kind of good news for us. So let me show you some of that demo now. All right, so as we're starting out these tests, I'm actually going to share with you 3 different audio sources. So you'll be able to hear one audio source from the camera, and maybe what I'll do is I'll record one just here at my desk, and then I'll back up. You'll hear another one from my laptop. I know some of you use laptops for recording videos, and I do that as well. I mean, it's just really handy sometimes to use your laptop. It may not have the best audio quality, but sometimes it's the most convenient. And then I'll use my handheld recorder. What I'm actually doing right now is intentionally trying to get some noise. So just over here, I have a fan. It's just one of my office fans that we all got after COVID. So if I put this closer, you're going to hear the level of noise coming from the fan. I'm not sure if that's white, pink, or blue noise, but it's definitely a noise source. And anything like that in your environment can definitely add just to taking away quality from the video. It can create distortion. It can create just bad audio. And a lot of content creators out there, whether it's TikTok or YouTube, will tell you that if you have bad audio quality or video quality, it can really turn off your viewers. So I don't think we think enough about this as part of the learning experience. If you're doing a lot of online classes, you record lectures, you don't want bad audio. Yet at the same time, you don't want to break the bank and buy maybe an expensive audio recorder or microphone, even a clip-on microphone. It's just not in your budget. So one solution is to use the free Adobe AI program, because it'll do some remarkable things, as you're going to see. So first off, and I'm going to use this for my main recording today, what I'm going to do is when I do the AI enhancement, I'll let you know. When it's non-AI, I'll let you know that. Again, I don't know how this is going to turn out, because I have that fan cranking, and I can definitely hear it. It's pretty loud. I also have really loud raindrops today. We got yet another storm. Can you believe it? May 2nd. It's snowing, and the melting and the accumulation is just making drips so loud that I was on a Zoom today with someone from Canva, and I was apologizing because it was actually deafening. It's not quite as loud, but what I'm trying to simulate here is an environment that has a lot of noise, and we'll go through kind of different scenarios here to see exactly if Adobe AI is going to take out that distortion stuff that we're getting from our ambient environment, and whether it's going to make it a little better. And I think the answer is yes, but you'll see the different conditions. So first, let me jump to just 2 samples I recorded. I actually recorded it with my handheld recorder here, and then I did the enhancement. So I'll play those for you now. Or just a photorealistic image. So let's see if it got the pinhole camera aspect of it. The first one, I wouldn't say it did. It looks super cool. It has kind of like a future wave look to it, or a synth wave, whatever you call that. All the purples and very bright colors in there. So far, none of these are pinhole style. They're really cool. This looks like, Highway 50 as you drive into the lake around Zephyr Cove. Maybe this one, it's sort of pinhole photography. So this didn't do it. Or just a photorealistic image. So let's see if it got the pinhole camera aspect of it. The first one, I wouldn't say it did. It looks super cool. It has kind of like a future wave look to it, or a synth wave, whatever you call that. All the purples and very bright colors in there. So far, none of these are pinhole style. They're really cool. This looks like, Highway 50 as you drive into the lake around Zephyr Cove. Maybe this one, it's sort of pinhole photography. So this didn't do a great job. So let's try one more site, because what I want to try to prove to you or recommend is that you use. Okay, now next, I'm about 2 feet away from my laptop. So let's just get a sense of how this sounds. So I'm going to be talking here, and then in the middle of it, I'll start the enhancement. So I'm talking, I'm having a conversation with you, and we're trying to see how good Adobe AI is. If I take my laptop audio, how does that sound? How does it sound given the fact that I have this really loud fan playing behind me? So that gives you a sample of that. Next, we can take the cell phone video. So let's do 2 of these. The first of these, I'm right here now talking to you, having a conversation, not unlike what I would have in my classroom. Next, we can take the cell phone video. So let's do 2 of these. The first of these, I'm right here now talking to you, having a conversation, not unlike what I would have in my classroom. Now next, just for fun, let me stand way over on the other side of the room and see, is this actually something that could enhance audio that is being recorded in less than ideal conditions? Sometimes, by the way, you may have a Zoom recording that someone else shares with you. You can actually, if you have access to the audio and or video files, you can use Adobe AI to do this transformation, this enhancement. So we'll stand a few feet away here. Again, I'm continuing to talk, and this is being recorded by my audio from my cell phone. So I'm definitely raising my voice right now just to give you a sense of what this sounds like. But keep in mind, I've got this super loud fan that's going. I also have the raindrops here at the window. Again, enjoying this May 2nd snow. But we just want to get a sense of what this is going to sound like, and we'll do the enhancement. And I think one of the things you learned earlier when I shared you that first example was when I recorded that first audio take, it didn't have any presence. It sounded kind of distant and far away. And believe me, users can immediately pick up on that. And then when I do the Adobe enhancement, it turns it into, I think, really crystal clear audio. So that's pretty darn amazing. Let's see, trying to remember. So I could do another one here with my recorder. So this is just my Tascam handheld recorder. It records in stereo. It does overall pretty good audio. But in this case, I want to see how the enhancement is going to work. Again, we've got that fan playing. And I'm not saying by any means that you should have loud noises in your environment. If you have a TV playing or a radio that's right in your close vicinity, there's not much it's going to be able to do with that. In fact, I took a video that my wife had recorded, a poetry reading that was done on Zoom, and the distortion was present not due to ambient noises in the environment, but it was due to a bad internet connection. If you have something like that, spotty internet, no AI that I know of yet is going to be able to actually take that out of your audio and be able to give you crystal clean audio. But again, if you have distortions and sounds in your ambient environment, you don't necessarily want to have that stuff going just because you can use the AI. Now, I heard of another thing, and that is, I'm trying to think of a way to maybe simulate this. Actually, I can do it right here. I'm going to use my handheld recorder, and I'm going to make some rustling sounds. I heard it will take out the rustling. So let's try that. I'm going to intentionally here maybe rub against this to make some sounds. And then if I make some rustling here as I'm talking, so I'm trying to see, this looks ridiculous, but I'm trying to see if I make noise, will the AI remove that noise that's happening as I move it around my microphone? And how good is this? And again, you could do rustling sounds. We could do this to check, slam stuff, make some tapping on the desk, and see if any of this is going to be taken out by the AI. I know I look ridiculous doing this, but we're trying to figure it out. So these are all the samples we've had a chance to look at today. And again, if you see the enhancement on the screen, that means it was enhanced. But I think this tool is pretty cool. So again, it's currently free to use. Definitely check out Adobe AI if you get the chance. As you've seen today, it can really help with some problems with bad audio that you might encounter. in your class recordings, whatever you might be sharing with your students. So it's very easy to use Adobe Podcast AI. You could just go to any Google browser and you could type in Adobe Podcast AI. This first link will come up, or alternatively, you can type in this URL here, https://podcast.adobe.com. Again, right now, all of this is free to use, so we'll see exactly what happens in the future. But right now, in this video that I'm making on May 2nd, 2023, it's currently free to use. So what you'll want to do is click on Enhance Speech from Adobe. It's a super simple window. You actually don't have to do anything. You're going to just drop it in here. And once it's ready, you'll download it. You see there is a limitation, 3 hours total per day and 500 megabytes max size, 1 hour maximum. If you ever run into issues with the size, one of the things you can do is work with the program called Audacity, which I've done actually some tutorials on. And Audacity is a really great one-stop shop. It's totally free to use software. And this will let you go in, take any audio file and do a basically not an enhancement of it, but you're actually going to be compressing the size of it. So I won't get into what you can do with Audacity, but it'll allow you to shrink this file a little bit. But in most cases, you're probably going to be okay with 500 megabytes. It would have to be a pretty long file and length of time for it to be that large. So now one thing I'm going to show you here is what you're going to do is you're going to take your file that you want to enhance with the bad audio. So I happen to have that here, and I'm just going to drag that into, and it says enhancing speech. Now, I should emphasize here that in some cases, you might be stuck. You might have a video file without the ability to extract the audio from that. That's a little more involved, so we'll have to talk about this. You can't currently drag like a .mov file or MP4 or some sort of video file into it. You have to extract the audio from your video file. It's actually pretty easy to do that if you have a program inside like Final Cut Pro. You actually just go to Clip, detach the audio, and then you could save that audio just as an audio file. There's also an opportunity in Final Cut Pro when you do a share, you could export it as a file, which would be your WAV file typically. And you want to try to get a WAV file if you can. It's a higher quality. The compression on an MP3 file, which you see with the sample here, is fairly extreme. And so I would recommend you start with the best audio possible and then allow the AI program to try to enhance it for you. So once you're done with this, it'll just show you the download option. If it's not there, you just have to wait. It takes a couple of minutes if it's a large file. You click download on that. And then when you open your downloads folder, you're always going to see in parentheses, easy to remember, enhanced for your WAV file. And in this case, it actually shrunk it a little bit from 11.3 megs to 7.5. And again, throughout this video, I have an opportunity to hear the differences, and I think it's pretty dramatic in most cases. So once again, if you get stuck and you have questions about audio formats and how to extract, say, an audio file from a YouTube video or another video file, reach out and I'd be happy to sit down with you sometime in office hours and help you through that technological issue. That's going to be it today, looking here at AI audio with the free Adobe product. I hope you get a chance to use it. If you get stuck on any of these technology issues, just reach out, come to my office, we'll set up a Zoom. I'll be happy to help you out with it. And as always, check out the other videos in the AI Shorts video series.